We'll pick up where we left off in the previous video by using the default auto retopo engine on this part and comparing that with the version we created with instant meshes beforehand. You can see the difference in quality between the two. Instant meshes tends to produce a lot more termination points or n-gons, whereas the default algorithm will try to produce quads only. I'll just go ahead and delete that. So go back to the scope workspace. Let's go ahead and hold down the Alt key, click on that to bring up all the other objects. And hide that one that we just worked on. I'll hover over that one. That one. Alright. So let's go ahead and select that object. Then invoke my hotkey combination for the default engine. I'll go with about 1500. Hit OK. Next and next. Came out pretty well, except for one little spot, which isn't all that important for a concept artist, but it's small enough. I can fix that in a few seconds. We can delete the polygons. Just use the Add and Split tool while right mouse button dragging to weld the points together. You can also do this with the Move tool. That's all we needed. Or if we had a patch of deleted polygons, we can use R-Fill. It does a very good job of detecting how to fill in those gaps. I'll switch to the brush tool and hold the Shift key as I brush, because that will smooth it and snap at the same time. Okay. So we can hide that. Go ahead and select that. Hold the Alt key. Now this is where we would have a bit of trouble, because this is a little more complicated. And again, recessed holes or gaps can really cause problems. So I'll try to simplify this part a bit more to make it easier for the auto retopo engine. Go to the scope workspace. I can see my poly count here. Let's go switch to voxel mode. Let's go about 4 million. Okay, I'm going to smooth all a few times. If you want to make sure that you don't unnecessarily degrade the model, you can always create a duplicate and use that for your auto retopo generation, and then delete the duplicate that you made. But again, I'm trying to get it to fill in these gaps here. Whenever you smooth the entire object, it tends to do just that. It fills in small gaps and small holes very quickly. Use the fill brush. If I want, I could use a spline to just kind of trace along that area. Skipping forward just a bit, I'm using the smooth brush to try and smooth this part of the model out a bit more. I'm going to switch to a surface brush so I can use a preset, which is a polish brush. I'll try to further smooth this area out. All right. So now with all that done, I'm going to right click, auto retypo, and let me try about 40,000 with this. 7. While this calculates, I'm going to speed up the playback for the remainder of the auto retypo work. With this object, you can see I have some small holes around the side, so I'm using a spline to create a circle and using the fill tool. On this object, I'm using a hotkey to invoke smooth all, but in surface mode it has a dialog, whereas in voxel mode it doesn't. So you can see thus far, Auto Retypo is really doing a bang-up job with a few small exceptions. And I have a similar problem here that I had with a previous object where it has holes around the center here, and I'm using the fill tool to quickly fill it in. All right, so we have now finished all of our auto retopo work. We're ready to bake and then export out of 3D Coat to Blender, where we can use the Eevee real-time render engine. We'll stop right here and pick that up in the next video, so stay tuned.